have any role models because you are the very first person. You are a unique creator. The unique combination between your mind, your consciousness, and this physical apparatus that you call your body is unique onto this universe. There's never been this unique combination ever. And when you came forth into this body from the non-physical, from the God force, whatever you want to call it, from source energy, from pure positive energy, you were so down to be this human body because you saw the role of being the creator that you always wanted to be and that you truly were, and you understood that. Thing is, you understood resistance never scared you because resistance was something that was totally fine with you. You said, no matter what, I'll always have my guidance system, and my guidance system will always let me know what I'm doing, will always have my back. Even when people around me don't have my back, even when I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to do, my negative emotion will always tell me what to do. And so it's actually through your negative emotion that your path lights up. And so everything really, we want you to manifest everything that you want. But we know that when you truly understand the emotional manifestation and you understand being satisfied with where you are and you make peace with where you are and you're just okay with where you are, you're not working and you're not thinking from a place of being dissatisfied with where you are, then it's natural that you get everything that you want. The manifestations come really fast for it. The only thing that ever slows your manifestations down is resistance. Are the thoughts that you have. When you think of your desire, you can really feel how you can feel all the resistance bubble. You can feel how you really feel about the desire, and it doesn't really matter how you feel about that desire, for you don't have to go back and clean anything up. You're new onto this moment, and from this moment you can use your guidance system and you can lead yourself all the way to the fruition of your desire, to your manifestation. And truly, along the way, when you really understand the emotional manifestation, you get to the point where you almost don't care about how long it takes. You don't care about the end goal anymore. You don't care about getting the marks on the chart anymore. None of that is interesting to you because you know why? You know why none of that is interesting to you anymore? Because you're no longer dissatisfied with where you are. Wow. Because when you understand negative emotion is your indication of resistance on the path, and then you realize that there's nothing really big going on. The only thing wrong that you could really experience is negative emotion. And even in negative emotion happening, it's a good thing. It's telling you that, hey, your guidance system is working. And usually when you have strong desire, your guidance system, because when you have strong desire, you're thinking about it. Your life is calling you. It's literally calling you to become it. Life is calling you. Conscious is calling you. Because a lot of times the things like the big desires that you want have facets of everything, for example, like it's not just a book that you want to write. It's a lifestyle. It's a money. It's a fame. It's all the pieces of it that make up the whole, and so it reaches a lot of the areas of your life. So when you have these big desires and they bleed into so many aspects of your life and so many subjects, then it's really easy to lose sight of the frequency of the vibration that you have to begin to translate. There is an evolution of thought. There's an evolution of your thought. Everything right now is in a vibrational form, and the only way that you can perceive the vibrational form, the only way that right now that you can tell that your desire is even coming to you is as inevitable as we're saying. Well, while we understand the laws of the universe, is through your emotions. How do you feel about it? And when you feel negative emotion about your desire, that literally tells you that your desire not only exists, but there's a path right now that you could be on if you weren't thinking this thought. And so instead of demonizing your negative emotion, instead of being pissed about your negative emotion, instead of trying to explain it and understand it, you just move forward. Everything is moving forward. It's just natural that you're going to get to where you want to go. For law of attraction is literally pulling you forward. And think about now what resistance means. Your inner being's pulling you forward to your inevitable success, and you're over here being like, I don't see it. I don't see my success today. And so while this is like a push and pull is happening, and we're saying let go of your point of attraction, let go of your resistance. And the true way to let go of your resistance is, are you ready for it? Is when you feel negative emotion, to not beat yourself up for it. That's crazy. That's actually really crazy, because it's actually beating yourself up for it and trying to deduce the motive and deduce the deeper meaning behind it that actually, drills you deeper into that moment. And then because here's the thing, whatever you practice, whatever you think about, whatever you're focusing on, you begin to practice the frequency of it. And the more you practice the frequency of it, and the more easy it is to think about it again. The more easy it is to think about it again, because that's how law of attraction works. So you're just in this environment where you could be it's like a buffet. You could be focusing on so many things. So it's really true, your guidance system, that it helps you. Your guidance system helps you deliberately tune and mold the clay of your life. Isn't that crazy? You can mold the clay of your thoughts so that your thoughts are only so you're creating with your thoughts these thought pathways that are literally, you're carving them out, that will lead you and then will take you right to where you want to go. You have to be very specific about what you're thinking about, because with your guidance system, you just know, because like this is negative, and when it comes down to it, it's like, this is a negative thought. It doesn't matter what the content of the thought is, it's a negative. It doesn't feel good. So that means that my inner being, the larger part of me, is not thinking it. the larger part of you, your inner being, is so important. It's so important to really introduce, because when you're a creator and you're creating and you're thinking about how other people will perceive your art or perceive you, then you try to reach into what's already been created, and you try to create what's already been created. And it won't work for you, because you're the pioneer. You're the one who first came here, and you're the first of your own perception. Everyone has their own perception, and that's when everything gets really interesting. That's where there's geniuses in this world, because they truly reach in and go into, they receive from the vortex, not from the vortex of wanting everyone to to be so to herald them. It's not like that. And while that is a piece of it for people to think of them as a genius, it truly came from the vortex, and that's why it always feels fresh. It always feels new. It always feels like it's being pushed. It's pushing boundaries. That's what really, that's what gets the awards. That's what people are interested in. And so what we're saying is that when you truly tune into your vortex, then your creations are unlike anyone else's, because you're not trying to emulate anything. You're not trying to create anything. You're trying to be the pioneer that you came to be. And it's interesting, for you're never losing. You can't lose in this vibrational world. You can't lose in this physical world. Even when it looks like you're losing, that losing is actually a bigger part of the bigger picture of everything actually working out for you. Everything actually is working out for you, and it's hard to see that, but it's kind of like hindsight, where you can see it. You couldn't see it in the moment, but you could see it. But we want you to be able to see it in the moment, because you can be happier more. You get to be happier in more of your moments. You get to see everything from the broad view, from that perspective of your source energy, from your inner being, which is literally what everyone wants to do, which is what meditation is about. Everyone wants to see the eyes, look at their experience through the eyes of source, and it's not that hard. It's actually really easy to do that, because what's interesting is that source is calling you all the time. Source is literally calling you all the freaking time. You can't, the thing is that's what we're saying, is that you can't ignore the call of source. You can't, even if you don't believe in source, even if you're not really interested, source is still calling you. It doesn't matter what discipline you're using, because truly there's a value in everything. But in this calling of source, you're in the receiving mode from the time that you're awake and the time that you're asleep. You're always in a receiving mode, and the way that you know what receiving mode you're in, whether it's source, whether it's one of anger or fear, well, your negative emotion, your emotion will tell you. So when you have negative emotion, instead of beating yourself up for it, you're like, thank God, because I now I didn't follow that thought pathway, because I caught it early. If you don't know about emotions, then you're just like any other sucker. You have to wait until it manifests to be able to be like, damn, like I was really thinking that. That's so annoying. I could have stopped that early, because you could have stopped all your creations. It's all about the preparation. It's all about what you're doing before the action happens. You have to prepare yourself. For everything is in that preparation. You are on this journey, and we want you to get so in love with the journey and become so infatuated with the journey that you're just enjoying yourself. You're just enjoying yourself all along the way. For when you understand your guidance system, and you understand that your satisfaction factor, your creation is really yourself. It's not actually about the creation and manifestation. That's secondary. The first thing is about reaching for who you really are, to join who you really are. And that's where the true art really comes into. That's where true art comes from, where you're reaching for your inner being, you're reaching for your vortex, you're reaching for who you really are. You're trying to catch up with who you're expanding about yourself. You're trying to catch up with source. But we're saying is that source, you can't even ignore it. And it's really in the big desire that you can really feel the calling of source, because when you have a strong desire, then you can feel negative emotion strong. You can feel the momentum. You can feel where that desire is. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing to have negative emotion. And your strong desires are truly the best thing in the world, because we love when you have a desire that really is killing you, because we're like, that resistance is almost good for you. And it's either that big desire will literally be the reason why you leave your body, or it will be the reason why you catch up with source. You finally give into the calling of source. And you're always winning. Even if what you want, because it's either it happens like this in two ways. It's either what you want manifests. It's either it comes out of the vortex and you have that instant manifestation, or the second thing is it's either it doesn't come and you stand on the platform of it not coming, and then being able to ask for something even bigger. It's an advantage. It's literally like saying, if you don't have a question, then you can have the answer. So without noticing the absence of it, now you're in a place of having even stronger desire, having stronger of a question. And there truly is a value of that. So you're never losing. You're always winning. You're always in the span of winning. You're always in the space of winning. For this is your reality. You're the one who creates your reality, and your guidance system literally tells you what reality you're creating, and it guides you. It's literally like a friend who literally tells you. What's more amazing than a guidance system that will become red, yes, and have negative emotion the first sign of you thinking about in opposition to what you want? That's a true upliftment. That's a true friend. That's true empowerment. That's true guidance. That is true guidance. And it's really interesting, because when you came into this body, you just came here for the contrast. So even if the thing is, like, all that you really came for is a contrast, is for putting things into the vortex. It's literally like you're here and you're just here to collect data. And if you manifest it, cool. But if you don't manifest it, it's fine, because you did what you really came here to be. You did what you actually came here to experience, which is the contrast. And even if you don't manifest what you want, even if you don't get those big desires, even if what you want doesn't manifest in the physical, from your non-physical standpoint, when you leave your body, you'll still have the success. You'll still have that success. You'll still be the success you always were, because even if you don't manifest what you want, you still did what you came here to be. You came, you collected, you expanded the universe, and then you left. And even if you don't manifest it, the future generation will benefit from what you put in the vortex. You created this vortex, and even if you don't see the physical version of it, it's fine, because the future generation will benefit. We just don't think that you have to wait until the future generation benefits from it. We think that you can benefit from it right now. And truly, when you understand your guidance system, you can really begin to tune to the life that you're really meant to. You can really begin to tune to the life, the frequencies that you really like, that you really enjoy. And how do you know what you enjoy without knowing what you don't enjoy? And it's all part of this experience. It's all part of this game. And we want you, wherever you are, to just realize that where you are right now is not only fine, it's perfect, because you're winning. Because isn't that crazy? You're always doing what you came here to do. Someone would tell you that success is getting all this stuff. We're saying that true success is joy, because no matter what, you're always success. Even if what you want physically hasn't come, you've created a vortex. You've created this amazing vibrational reality, and someone down the line will benefit from it. Probably not you, because you have resistance and you can't really see those frequencies. But it's okay, because you're always winning. And when you really adopt this attitude of always winning, it's like it's not like being complacent. It's actually like you get more things manifest, because you're not in this place of resistance. You're not in this space of like, oh, everything has to be perfect, because nothing can be perfect. Perfect is not, it's not like it's subjective, but perfect is a human like understanding that it has to be like, it has to be the best thing that it can ever be. But like, it has to be perfect. But you do understand what it means, that when something's perfect, it means that there's no space for it to, it's not like there's no space for it to grow. It's more like there's nothing there for me. But as a creator, that's not what you want. You want every creation to almost have like, you want to have that feedback. You want to have that contrast, because contrast is what you came here to be. And if everything was perfect, then this reality would cease to exist as we knew it, because it's truly in the new expansion, the new understandings, and the new everything. Everyone's interested in the new. Everyone wants a new, because we're always on to the next. We're always on to the next. And so it's time for all of us to move forward with your inner being. And truly, when you understand your guidance system, and you understand your space in the whole, in your position, your powerful position, and your powerful ability to tune to what you want, to create the power of your thoughts. That's the best way to say it. The power of your deliberate allowance of energy, because you don't have to create momentum. Momentum has already been created on your behalf. You just have to realize now that you can talk about what you want. You can begin to focus on what you want. And truly, when you focus on what you want, if you don't feel the momentum build to the point where you're like, I need to get up and write about it, and I need to script it, I need to just see the images, I need to go on Pinterest and see what images remind me of it. If that's not how your desires are feeling, it's because you're putting resistance on the track. But now you don't have to be in a place where you're like confused of what's happening, because now in the emotional state, now where you're standing, you have negative emotion, because you know the value of negative emotion. We're telling you, negative emotion is so valuable. Negative emotion is your path lighting up. There's things like you can't lose. You're always winning. You are always winning, because even in the worst thing that human could call would be called negative emotion. But even in your negative emotion, it's amazing. It's amazing. Negative emotion is literally the gift from yourself. It's a gift from the universe. It's truly the gift. That's a real gift. That's a real superpower that everyone is talking about. It's negative emotion, because the fact that you can feel negative emotion means that there's a source energy at the end of all this. It means that there's a source energy who's also looking at this with you. And that guidance is always there for you.